Good morning. Please rise in body or in spirit. Let's sing from the Teal hymnal, number 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my heart. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. Please be seated.
transitions, as our choirs sit down, just know there's some space up there. If folks need to scoot over a little bit, there's some space, and there's some space over there in the back.
There is nothing you need to bring with you to be welcome here. No right beliefs or proof of citizenship. No eternal optimism or clarity of conviction. No boundless courage or endless expertise. You do not need to know what brought you here or how you will solve the problem you are turning over and over and over in your mind. Your bills do not need to be paid, and your checkbook can be a mess. Your children may have been up half the night. Your hearing aids may not be working, and your knees may be creaking. You do not need to be already perfect or even halfway to belong in this circle where grace meets us where we are, but does not leave us as it found us. Where love resides in each of us, yet is somehow more than all, where life still pulses and rages and heals and transforms, creating us and this day anew once again. Come, let us worship together.
Our chalice reminds us that the fire within ourselves is the same fire that illuminates the universe. It is our reminder that all is connected, even though the space of the void is vast, and our experience here is but a blip in the cosmic timeline. This flame is our promise that in our smallness and our short time on earth, that we live intently and deeply, with love for one another, with honesty and integrity, to be guided by rational thought and critical thinking, and with a sense of shared responsibility. For as the late astronomer Carl Sagan reminded us, this pale blue dot is the only home we've ever known.
Welcome to the Eno River Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, or ERUUF as we like to say. I'm Lily Tarr, one of the coming of age youth.
And I'm the Reverend Jim Lewis, Minister of Lifespan, Faith Development, and Pastoral Care.
And whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever your race, gender identities, or whomever you love, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey or in your search for truth, meaning, and liberation, you are welcome here in beloved community.
If you are visiting with us today, I invite you to rise and body your spirit so that we might give you an ERUUF welcome. Anybody out there? Maybe your first time, your second time? Hi, hello. Bravo, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for choosing to spend your Sunday morning with us. Thank all of us for choosing to spend this Sunday morning with us when we are at 1 hour earlier at 10 a.m. Good job, you got here. And if you are watching on the live stream and have access to the chat, I invite you to place your name there and someone will welcome you online. Lily, before you continue, I'm going to add one other tiny piece. This morning's service has been put together mostly by our coming-of-age youth who are going to be speaking their credos today. So give them lots of warmth and affirmations. We have given them lots of warmth and affirmations. We've also been like, slow down, talk slower, because they are wonderful.
If you are visiting with us and have children with you today, they are welcome to participate in the religious exploration classes with our children. Simply follow the other families out of the sanctuary after the time for all ages, and one of our RE people will take care of you and your child, and you'll be able to return back to the service. Also, everyone is invited to attend our Inquirers class for newcomers and visitors, which takes place directly after the service in the Commons room of the building next door.
Oh, not today.
Not today.
Sorry, I was wrong. That's my fault. My bad, Lily. I gave you wrong info.
Okay. You'll get to learn about us and are welcome to share something about yourself as well. If you have a child in RE, be sure to pick them up before the class, and then you'll be told where they can go for childcare during inquiries. They are also welcome to hang out with you in the class.
And I also want to make sure you all know that next Sunday, we have our 10 a.m. service, correct? And then after service, there'll be some coffee, maybe some light refreshments, and at 11:30, we have the annual congregational meeting. So that's where, we discuss the upcoming year. There is voting. We really hope that you will be there. It is at 11:30. If you need childcare, great. Please register. There is a link in the e-news and on the website. Is that all I need to say about it? Is it also multi-platform? Will it be on? Yes. Okay. It will also be on Zoom, but you have to register to get the link. So if you want to come to the congregational meeting on Zoom, please register. And we need a quorum. We need a quorum for that vote. So especially you members, get there so we can vote and make things official. Is that good? Excellent.
Now would be a great time to turn off or down to worship mode any devices you might have. Let us now take a deep breath in and let it out as we begin our time together.
Lily, that was excellent. I am a little fearful about this welcome. Thank you so much. That was great. So we know here at ERUUF that we are changed every time someone joins our congregation or when someone departs our congregation for whatever the reason. We celebrate the arrivals and departures of all ERUUFians with roses, given without thorns when we dedicate our youngest children, and roses are also given to our new members and given with all the thorns to our graduating seniors, as we'll be doing today. We also honor the life of ERUUF members who depart our community and their lives for the last time. And so James Hollowood, or Jim, as he was known here, was a member of ERUUF for the past 9 years when he first joined us in beloved community with his wife, Judith. Jim died peacefully on April 24th after a long illness, surrounded by those who love him. And so it is that we have light from our chalice and light a candle in honor of the light that has been Jim's life, the light he has shared with us and others. And we float the petals of a final rose from us here at ERUUF on the waters that symbolize the waters of Jim's life. And so let us pause for a moment and hold space for all those who remember and love Jim. Spirit of life and love, we express our great gratitude that Jim Hollowood, precious being, was a member of our beloved community. We shall miss him. May Judith, their family, and all those who know and love Jim be comforted through this time of grief and sorrow, and may they and all of us celebrate his life as we hold it in good memory, both the joys and the sorrows of it. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Alt, In a recent bio I had the opportunity to write, I described my own experience in a Unitarian Universalist youth group in the late 90s as life-saving. And it really was. I defer to the teenagers here about whether our high school youth group has played the same role, if any, in their own lives. But for me, as an adult here at ERUUF, getting the opportunity to grow youth souls is one of the biggest privileges, I know. The quirks and insights of, as Reverend Jim might say, our most mediumist people are always refreshing, whether in an actual deep talk about mental health, the coming of age process we'll all be participating in today, a 15-minute pagan intention-setting ritual, or a discussion of one of the most important topics facing today's youth, bagel topping preferences. From the youth, I continue to learn so many life lessons, most recently all the words to the YouTube sensation We Bring the Boom Crew Edition, featuring the Rizzler. If you know, you know. Their ability to be so fully themselves while also figuring out who those selves are is so moving and such an honor to facilitate and to bear witness to. And the opportunity to connect with other youth advisors has been life-affirming as well. I have learned so much about embracing the silences and the silliness, how to really listen to youth from Chris Kerr, and from the many other amazing adult volunteers and staff, Moritz and Reverend Jim, thank you, who've joined us in the sublime and ridiculous work of youth ministry over the years. Our advisor meetings serving kind of like an alternate chalice circle. I came to ERUUF in part in search of intergenerational community, and that's exactly what I found volunteering for religious exploration. And the snacks are really good too. Of course, if you want access to the snack cabinet, or to see the video of me, Chris, and some of our amazing youth performing the aforementioned YouTube sensation, you'll have to join youth group. See you there.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for bringing some hype to my topic, to a brief Weaving Beloved community today, which is about volunteering for RE next year. Yes, it is that time when we start finding folks to put together a massive team to volunteer for RE for the coming year. How many people does it take, you might ask? Over the entire year, we have had 50 volunteers this past year. 50. It takes a lot of people, y'all. And a lot of dedicated people, such as Elizabeth. Now, I'm not going to give you every detail because we don't have that much time. But I'm going to say, we really could use your support. I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. And in a variety of areas. Like Elizabeth has said, folks who might find, say, their calling to work with youth, either high school or middle school youth, in a variety of ways. Chris Kerr talks about one time, he kind of got pushed into it, and then he found out it was like a calling in his life, was working with youth, and he's stuck with it ever since. And we have a need for a preschool team, and we have folks that we could use in the nursery. And mind you, there are folks returning out of that 50. But some folks need to take a break, And we want to do even more. We want to do even more than we did last year. And so we've got spaces also for some greeters. We could really use some greeters. And that might not take as much time, but you have to make sure that the kids get in before service and they get their name tags and they're ready to go. So there's more information about all of this in e-news and a sign-up form. I strongly encourage you to give it a look, see if you might have some time and some space, and this is why. Volunteering for RE is not a duty, and we work to try and make it feel like not a duty. What we hope for is what Elizabeth talked about, that it is a spiritual practice, a deepening that might be play or connection, maybe occasionally a bit of chaotic fun, a chance to build relationship with the youngers in the congregation and your peers who might also be volunteering. But it's also a practice that encourages you to embody you values for our children into the future. You make sure they have space to learn and grow, and that they grow into adults who have had more meaningful experiences at this time of their lives in building community. You help Unitarian Universalism thrive beyond this moment into the future. So parents and families, you are already children's primary spiritual educators. You already do that most immediate work with them. And we are part of that too. And we hope that you continue to be part of volunteering because it is part of building that community. And you not only get to deepen yourself, but others, but also those folks in our congregation whose kids might be grown or who might not have kids. We encourage you to be a part of this too. We need you also because your relationships with the children provide yet another connection that they have with an adult in this community. And that provides them deepening in different ways than they do when they deepen with their parent or their parent's friend. It gives them a different aspect of understanding what it means to be in this world. And you contribute to your own peer connections too. So thank you for checking out that volunteer registration form. Thank you for considering what might be and might become a spiritual practice for you longer, being part of our children and youth's lives and Unitarian Universalism into the future.
So today we recognize an important moment in the life of our congregation and the lives of our graduating high school seniors with a ritual we call bridging. At this time, I shall call forth our bridging youth today, including calling the names of those who wanted to be here but for whatever reason could not. And so we begin. Kaylin Ewing, Maya Hodges, Finn Look Wright, Lucy Morris, Helena Silva, Vera Silva, and Gavin Trump.
Seniors, we know this community has played a role in your lives, some of you most recently, and others through your entire childhood and adolescence. We have been thankful to be a part of that process of your crossing yet another threshold now, a bridge into your young adulthood. Here at Eno River UU Fellowship, roses are important symbols to us across the lifespan, as we've already mentioned this morning. When babies and children are dedicated, before we give them a rose, we take off all the sharp thorns, because that's our job, to protect and guide ERUUF's children.
And now, as bridging youth, again, we give you roses in recognition of all your time and learning and growth here in classes, in coming of age, in our whole lives, youth groups, and all the little conversations and exchanges that make up our lives. But now you have these roses with thorns. Feel them. Because we believe in you and in your ability to handle life's sharper, more complicated moments as they come to you in the future. We believe in you, and we know that you've got this. We also know that you're not alone. You can always ask for help from anyone here of any age at any time.
With these roses, we say goodbye to your childhood here. And we say hello to your participation in Unitarian Universalism as an adult. Today, we also have another gift for you. We have a chalice, and I might ask Reverend Jacqueline to pick up a couple of these for me. We have a chalice for you, created by ERUUFian Steve Crescenzo. These are beautiful, by the way, wooden chalices. To remind you of, of the beautiful bright light from ERUUF's own chalice. So many folks here have chalices at home that we light as a reminder of the support, comfort, and connection to our larger tradition and to each other. So wherever you go, whatever you do, may this chalice remind you that this congregation and our larger UU tradition will always be here for you.
And so I invite everyone here to please rise in body or spirit and join me in saying the affirmation for our youth that appears on the screen. As you cross this bridge in time, know that we are with you. We believe in you. We celebrate you. We love you. We encourage you to become ever more your true self and to make a positive impact on the world. We hope you know wherever you go, you can always come home to ERUUF. Go in peace, go in faith, and go in love.
I'm going to start on this end. Handshake your heart.
Seated.
Now is the time we welcome all the young and young at heart down here for a story we hope everyone here can find some meaning in. This is a story about a girl who asked some big questions, kind of like the big questions we've been asked this year in our coming of age class. This is called The Girl with Big, Big Questions
by Brittany Wynn Lee. There once was a girl with twinkling eyes and a very curious mind. This girl was always asking questions whose answers weren't easy to find. The world is so very interesting. She wanted to learn all she could, from what makes a plane stay in the sky to what makes each person good. Her days were filled with adventures galore, since her mind was so full of wonder. How long can a turtle stay in its shell? Why does lightning come before thunder? Why can't people live on the moon? What happens to stars when they fall? When will you let me stay up all night? Why even have bedtime at all?
What does the dog do while I'm at school? Hey, and how was the whole world made? And why do we have big hearts that can feel hurt and upset and afraid? Could I fly if I got a good running start? The nearest volcano is where? Are monsters real? What's Spanish for blue? Is it okay to cut my own hair? From the moment she opened her eyes for the day to the time she was tucked into bed, she'd ask and ask and ask every question that popped in her head. Do you guys ever have, like, big questions that you're just falling asleep and you just you just can't think of them? Do you have a question? Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder how do you walk when you break both your legs?
That's a good question. How do you walk when you break both your legs?
She noticed her questions were making them tense, and one day her class hit their limit. After she asked a dozen things about clouds, the class hollered, "Please stop, just quit it." Embarrassed, the girl tried to quiet her thoughts and not raise a voice so loud, so curious, so that no one would be too uncomfortable, or even worse, furious. But one day, she found the nest of a bird built low and exposed near the ground. Why would a nest not be in a tree? She wondered and then looked around. Have any of you ever found a bird's nest? Yeah? What'd you do with it?
I left it in my house. There was one when I kicked it. There was one at our house.
Okay. Turn the page. She was all by herself with no one to ask, so she ran to the library shelves. She read about cities and the lack of safe places for birds to build nests for themselves.
Like hunting for treasure, she searched and learned more answers that made her frown. With an urgent report, she announced to her class, "There are not enough trees in our town." The class, now moved by this information, asked questions about how to embark on a project to help both the birds and their neighbors by planting more trees in their parks. The girl knew then that big questions are good, and the answers aren't just things to know. They are things to discover alongside each other. Asking questions is how we all grow. The end.
And now we'll sing out our children as they go to continue their religious exploration.
Peace, salam, shalom. 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 Please turn and greet your neighbor.
As we prepare now for a time of meditation and the deep ask of prayer, I invite you to, if you are comfortable, let your eyes close or lose focus. Find a comfortable way of being and being present in your seat. As Logan speaks to us these words for meditation.
Meet me at the altar of banned books, blanket fort sanctuary, We will dance to a chorus of children's laughter. Meet me in the joy, the sorrow, beneath the rainbow banner. Bring your questions, cares, concerns. Bring the glitter in your pocket and the sparkle in your smile. Bring your heavy heart, your favorite mug, your very best swear words. Set down your bravest face. Meet me in the heartbeat, between what has been and what will be. Meet me in the flicker of our internal flame. We need not face this moment alone.
Each week, we also hold in our hearts the joys and concerns of this community, be they global, local, or here amongst those at ERUUF. This morning, we hold concerns and challenges in the broader global community. We hold all those affected by ongoing conflicts around the world. We hold those in Durham who may be affected by recent gun violence. And we hold those feeling fear and impacted by recent government policies targeted at marginalized folks and policies that may have caused an end to some folks' livelihood. We also hold today the family of Jim Hollowood, including his wife, Judith Hollowood, as they travel on their journey of grief at his death. Judith appreciates caring outreach. There's also a holding for the McCauslins and all those having their first Mother's Day without their mothers. A holding of the grief for a new space of being without one's mother and a longer space of being without one's mother. Let us take a breath as we hold those concerns amidst the concerns that are here that remain unspoken. And also, let us now take a moment to hold all those joys and possibilities that lay before us in life. Joys that are held in new beginnings, transitions like graduation, and everything that is potential and right here. Let us hold those joys that remain unspoken as we take one more breath. May we continue to share warmth throughout these moments on the journey. Amen and blessed be.
Take
So in today's service, our message is being brought by our coming-of-age youth who have been discussing, playing, growing together all year. This message is their credos, or their current statements of things that they believe in life at this point, at the end of 9th and 10th grade. So we invite you to take this journey with them through where they are now in their life, in contemplating what is meaningful to them. And I would be remiss if I did not stop to thank our ERUUF elders who have visited with these youth throughout the year. Elders, if you would rise or raise a hand if you came and met with these youth this year, those of you who are here. And there's a whole bunch more. Elders, I need you to know that you have been one of the highlights of this program for the youth. They have told us about it. And it's lovely to hear. So thank you for your presence. I also want to make sure that we thank Moritz and Jean O'Barr, who have tirelessly led these youth through coming of age this year. Moritz, Jean. None of us could have done it without you, and our experience this year was exponentially better for what you brought. And so with that,
Good morning. My name is Lily Tarr, and I have been coming here for 13 years. Growing up, I've always told people that I am Unitarian Universalist, but struggled to define it. Coming of age has helped me know what to say and how to say it in a way that leaves room for the differing ideas and experiences that UUs have. To me, being UU means having your own ideas, but also recognizing other people's and learning from them. On the first day of coming of age, we practiced writing down on a piece of paper on a scale of where we stood with questions like, do I believe in God or don't believe in God? We repeated this process at the end of the class, and the spectrum that had the most dramatic change from the first day to the last was the one about my future. I originally put the future seems hopeful, and the second time I put the future seems scary. This is the opposite of what I thought would happen in coming of age. But it shows how educated and prepared I am now. I should also say that I filled out the first spectrum sheet before our current president was elected. In coming of age, we wrote down our 5 most important values, and mine are, in this order, compassion, honesty, supportiveness, loyalty, and humor. These are the traits that I look for in the people I want to surround myself with every day and the people I want to stay close to for the rest of my life. Compassion is the most important to me because it is a very real, deep, and meaningful trait that someone can have. Someone with compassion is going to help you through hard things without judging or thinking about how much you owe them after. Honesty is the base of all friendships. If you don't have honesty in your relationship with someone, then is it even real? Being a supportive friend means so much to me because I am a very emotional person, and when something that disappoints me happens, or if I run a race that I'm not proud of, the first people I go to for help are the ones I know who will support me and can relate and get me out of the I failed mindset. Loyalty is important to me because you should have friends that are going to help and have your back no matter what. And in high school, you find out the people who really understand you and are loyal and the ones who want to be in the same clique as you. Having a good sense of humor is one of the best traits you can have. Having friends who are funny or just get my sense of humor makes life so much easier and enjoyable. It makes me feel like I have a place that I really belong. If you can't tell, friendships are a very important thing to me. All of my values circle around friendship, how I treat my friends and how they treat me. The close friends I make now will set me up with a solid base of friends that I hope to have in 10 years, 20 years, and hopefully the rest of my life. And coming of age, we did an exercise where we write down messages that our family and friends tell us, and we put them into 2 categories. The first one is, I want to embrace this message, and the second is, I want to get rid of it. During this, I found that one mindset I have from people around me is that I always want to win. Being a competitive person is great. Sometimes I take it too far, and I have been trying to learn that winning isn't everything, and it's okay if I'm not the best at every single thing I do. This is something that my best friend has told me, an idea that my parents have tried to help me understand, and now something that I am learning about and processing and taking action with. Coming of age has helped me learn more about myself and others, and has reminded me of the things I need to improve on and be more careful about in the future. Thank you.
According to the average lifespan of an American male, I'm 1/5 of my way through life. That means I've only experienced 1/5 of my lifetime experiences, met just 1/5 of the people I will know throughout my life, just 1/5 of the lessons I will learn, and only 1/5 of my total understanding of life. So these are my thoughts after that 1/5. I hope to fully understand how lucky I am at some point in my life, because I doubt I ever will. When I was younger, all I thought about was how this kid got better gifts, or how this kid had cooler toys than me, and that my parents hated me. Meanwhile, there are kids who are making these toys for me, with cut-up fingers and living in a horrible environment. As much as I hate to say it, I'm still not as grateful as I should be. As I have aged many years since then, it is no longer about toys. It is the little things like how I don't like what is for dinner, or things I have to do around the house, or the schoolwork that I have to do. But I'm lucky enough to have a good education and have amazing living conditions. And as much as I reflect upon this ungratefulness and try to understand it, I can't help but find myself doing it still. But one thing that I came upon while reflecting upon this is that I have all of these things because of my parents, and I want to thank them very much for all the opportunities that I have. Many would say that these are my golden years, and people would die to become a teenager again. And even though I am still a teenager, I'm scared for the day I won't be anymore. I believe that people should live their life to the fullest, and no one should dictate the way you live. They should enjoy it while it lasts, as there is no guarantee of tomorrow, and like many say, the present is a gift. Living life to its fullest can mean different things for different people, but this is what it means to me. It means taking risks, not knowing what will happen. It means traveling the world. It means taking trips with my family, whether it's going fishing or trying every dessert we can find. It means sometimes doing stupid things that might get you in trouble. It means making memories with your friends. It means taking my kids on fishing trips and going golfing. It means growing old and buying a house with endless forest in the backyard and watching the dogs run around and the kids playing in the kiddie pool. All these things are things that give my life meaning, because who knows when I will die. All I know is that when that day comes, I don't want to have a single regret, and that's how I believe I want to live my life.
Hi, my name is Silas Abraham, and I want to start this credos with a quote that has stuck with me from day one of coming of age. Life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. This quote stuck out to me because in life, no matter what it is I'm doing, it is always more enjoyable when it is a journey and not a problem to be solved. Who knew Winnie the Pooh would inspire me so much? A specific time I can think of is when I was coaching at my summer swim team, and the kids were acting very hyper and clearly had way too much energy. And when I was trying to solve it like a problem and just get them to calm down, it wasn't fun for either of us. But when I thought of it and started to direct their energy in a better way and go with the flow more, it was a lot easier and more fun for all of us. This demonstrates just one of the 3 most important values to me, which is perseverance, as I persevered and kept trying to work with the kids, even with the struggles. The way I think of perseverance is that I know I will fail, but I can't let it stop me. Another example is I do competitive swimming, and I can't count the number of times I've had a bad race, but every time I've kept pushing and improving, and every year I see my times improve. Furthermore, I believe that my focus on honesty comes from hearing the saying, honesty is the best policy. Because if you aren't honest with people, you can't be as close with them as if you were fully honest, because you aren't being your true self. And I try and follow that and be honest with the people in my life. Joy is important to me because 99% of the best memories of my life so far are from times when I'm feeling joy. Whether it's simply joking with friends or playing the French horn, joy has always been involved. I've found that there are several beliefs and opinions I picked up through coming of age, such as my beliefs on nature versus nurture and its effects on how someone turns out. I started the year believing it is purely nurture, but now after lots of discussion and learning, I've come to believe it is a mix of the two, and while yes, there is some predetermined factors about how someone turns out, but it works with the effects of how they grow up and the surrounding influences. Another topic I've changed my mind on over the course of coming of age is how I feel about calling myself a patriot. While this isn't directly because of coming of age, going through coming of age has opened my mind to how I think about this question. When I started coming of age, being a patriot meant something else, and more evenly stood for things I believed in, such as freedom of choice, justice, and honesty. Was it perfect? Definitely not. But it was better, and now in the months since, the country has changed. Our leader is a convicted felon, people are being forced out of the country unfairly, and long-standing good things about our country are changing. All of this has made me no longer comfortable calling myself a patriot because it no longer represents what I believe in. All this to say, during coming of age, my mind has changed on many topics and beliefs, and I am a different and more sure of myself person thanks to it. A few of the big questions raised in coming of age really stood out to me, and one of which was, when your time on earth is done, how do you want to be remembered? This got me really thinking about what my answer would be. I want to be remembered for living life to the fullest and living life how I want it. I want to be remembered for being successful, and by successful, I mean I want to be remembered for achieving my dreams and accomplishing goals, not just being rich. I want to have people who will remember me and keep my memory alive. Another question I've been thinking about is, do I believe in God? The answer I came up with is that while I don't believe there is a God or gods, I do believe in a certain sacredness, such as the goddess, the kind of Mother Nature type figure. I believe in this because of the connection I feel to nature, the calm, living feeling you get when surrounded by nature. And when I get that feeling, I truly do feel connected to the earth. To end this credos, I want to quote the late great astronomer Carl Sagan when he once said, "To my mind, there is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly and compassionately with one another and to preserve and cherish that pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known."
Hello, I am William Cochran, and I would like to start my credo from a quote from the athlete LeBron James, as he said, "You cannot be afraid to fail. It is the only way you succeed." You're not going to succeed all the time, and I know that. This quote stood out to me because it shows that we might not always succeed, but as long as we can keep going and take our path of success, we can take our path of success. And this reminds me of when I was a kid. I was practicing skateboarding, and I had difficulty learning how to do an ollie, which is a jump on skateboarding. So I kept trying, and eventually I learned how to ollie after months of practice. This reminds me of my belief that perseverance is key to our success. Another quote that stood out to me was from C.S. Lewis, as they said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream another dream." This shows that all of us can chase our passion, and that no matter what race, gender identity, or age you are, you can start chasing your passions and start following your dreams today. This reminds me of my belief that if you have a dream, you should start chasing it today, because you cannot make progress if you never start. Another one of my beliefs is that sometimes we have to cut our losses if something doesn't go well, because that we sometimes must accept our losses and stop doing a bad habit, even if we have significantly invested in it. And sometimes if something is bad for us, we need to just stop doing it. And that sometimes we have to let things go when we've significantly invested in them and put a lot of time and effort into them. It was a wonderful experience being in this coming of age class, and I've learned a lot about my beliefs throughout it. And it's been a wonderful time to share my beliefs with you all. Have a great day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Devin Chilton, and I've been coming to ERUUF my entire life. I want to tell you guys about what I believe. The first thing I believe in is that people are shaped by those around them. People, your friends, family, or even coworkers or classmates influence your character. These people are often the ones who bring you joy. I feel that you cannot really experience happiness if you are by yourself. There's a quote from Mark Twain that goes, "To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with." A lot of people probably can relate to this. Most people, if they get the idea to go to like a pool or something, they would want to invite a friend. If something good happens to you, probably one of the first things you do is tell your friends about it. It's because humans aren't made to be alone and enjoy each other's company most of the time, and want to do joyful things with one another. Since the beginning of time, the world has always been divided. Humans have always found ways to divide themselves apart, whether it's through political parties, economic status, or even sports teams. Often these divisions come with claims that they are better than each other, which causes hatred, controversy, and sometimes war. I find that this is extremely important, especially nowadays, that we all remind ourselves that often that we are all the same. We're all human, we all have families, we all need to find a way to get along. Obviously, people are not always going to agree on the same things. In fact, they definitely won't. But that doesn't mean that we need to put each other down or say that other people are worse than you. We need to become more united rather than dividing ourselves even more than we already are. Having another thing I believe in is a simple statement from Sue Fitzmaurice: you can't move forward if you're still hanging on. I believe in order to live my life to the fullest, I have to let go of things that have happened in the past. I'm definitely not saying that I should forget about them, because learning from your experiences is important. But it's also important that I move on so that I can have new experiences. The last thing I want to talk about is climate change. I won't get into specifics because there's just way too many topics to talk about, but I believe it comes down to one simple thing. We have one planet, one Earth. We have to protect it. Unfortunately, some people deny that there's anything wrong and that the Earth is perfectly fine. I feel strongly that these people are largely contributing to the issue. This is why I believe that there should be more climate education in schools. Everybody should be educated on world issues, and climate change is a big one. The late astronomer Carl Sagan once said, "To my mind, there's perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly and compassionately with one another, and to preserve and cherish that pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known." This emphasizes how important our planet is and how important it is that we protect it. I very much enjoyed being in coming of age, and it gave me some experiences that I will value for the rest of my life. Thank you.
I must admit, I've never been a person to think about what I believe. I've been a UU my entire life, and going through the journey of coming of age has definitely brought up some questions. I would think, what do I believe? Or, is there a God? I always hated these questions since I'm only 15 and I shouldn't know all the answers. But I forced myself to sit and really think about them. And one thing I realized is that nothing in life is set in stone. This realization scared me, since change has often seemed scary. I found myself not wanting to experience things alone, and because of this, I have formed a solid group of friends. These people, as well as my family, have guided me through life, and although they will always be close to me, I need to figure things out too. So once I came to that conclusion, I started digging even deeper, and I found out that I believe in love over all else. Not just love of people I'm close to, but people everywhere, because we all deserve it. I believe in peace and justice for everyone, because not everyone is treated equally, even though that should be true. I believe that people should experience safety physically and emotionally, since those two of them are very different. These may seem like simple or obvious ideas, and I guess I had always known about them, but never had I sat and thought about them for so long. The second question I thought about was, is there a God? This was the worst question to me because I have so many conflicting opinions in my life. I would often ask my moms if they believed in God, just so I would have some idea. But the truth is, I still don't know for sure. God is something different to everyone, and to me, God is a being everywhere. This being isn't a person necessarily, but a something who watches and reflects. There have been times during coming of age where I have had the answers to these questions, and times when I'm still not quite sure. And I think that's okay, because as I know, my life is not set in stone. Thank you.
My mom would take me hiking all the time when I was younger. One thing I remember was what I called the fake outlook, which was an outcropping that let you see a view of the trees and farmland before you got to the top. Basically a sight for all the people who were about to turn around. When I was a kid, I always wanted to stop the moment we got to that fake outlook. I didn't think there was anything special about the side of a big rock compared to the top of a big rock, but we always pushed forward because at the top of the mountain, there was something you couldn't see halfway up. I still swear to this day that I could see the ends of the earth from up there. The faded mountains that looked like tiny piles of sand, colored every shade of blue. I had wondered why everyone forgot to mention that the world changed colors once you got to the top of it. Except it wasn't the top of the world, it was the top of the mountain. I still had to walk right back down. But what I could carry with me was the understanding that the fake outlook was important to see how far I had gotten, and also how I could get so much farther than that. When I got to the top, I knew I'd put my all into reaching that peak, and I knew the people that pushed me to get there could get me right back down. But you have to get yourself up. You can't rely on others for personal achievement. While you need people to set you up, and you understand that you wouldn't be anywhere without those people, you also can't go anywhere if you cling to them. It's like a plane. It can take you as far as you want, but it can't get you off the runway. That part's all you. Humanity struggles too much with adherence to tradition. You think, why climb a mountain? I have just enough right where I am. But I was always focused on what lay ahead. I was one of those kids that you weren't sure if they were gonna end up president or a convicted felon, or both. But you knew there were going to be something different. And nothing came easily. I was a problem child. Every principal I've ever had has known me by name, first and last. And I'm sure my mom can attest to that. I was overconfident and failed again and again. But I also trusted myself because each failure was a reminder I'd been lucky enough to fail. I was lucky enough to get the chance to get hurt. I had the chance to reach past what was attainable, and that fact alone allowed me to be confident in what I was doing, even if others weren't. I believe that I have only truly changed when I can't fully understand the person I was before, because I am integrally a new person than I was a year ago. And while I look down upon my old self now, I also have the chance to choose who I will look up at. And I worry about where I will stand in a year, but I may as well start with where I'll stand tomorrow. Life is a random set of unfair and unflinching circumstances. You are but a product of luck and coincidence, and while the fact of humanity is a fact that struggles to exist, you were also made out of love and from community. People care about you just because you're still here, and that is something to take pride in. Whether you've noticed or not, you have created a community and you have achieved your own successes. I hope to build my own communities and climb my own mountains for the rest of my life. I don't know who will be there with me or even who I'll be, but I won't stop and stay admiring what I once was or how things were, because while the view is nice, the climb is the real reason you go hiking.
Them come up? Or?
Yeah, come on up. Come on up, because we have a blessing for you all.
Yeah, I have a blessing for you all. Come on up.
Oh, your candle.
Hope this light will stay lit. Come on up. So I offer you, coming of youth, this blessing of light to you, that it may cover all of who you are, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. May the light be in your thoughts, making them good and just. May it protect you from all harm and remind you of how greatly loved you are by so many. May the light always be in your eyes. May it open your eyes to see what is good in life and also what is unjust. May it allow you to see a clear vision for yourselves and for our world. May the light be in your ears. I pray that you shall always hear with a deep listening for what is true. And may the light project from your mouths, causing you to speak the truth with love, with kindness, and with care. May your very beings radiate as sources and creators of light, as those who are whole and complete in this moment, in all moments, just as you are. And may you always, in good times and in challenging times, journey in ways of goodness and of love. Dear ones, blessed be.
Oh, stay there. I get my turn too. I would bless you with wisdom, but you already have the pieces of what you need. I would bless you with love, but you are already surrounded by love. I would bless you with community, but many of you have community both here and in so many places in your life. Instead, may you feel wise enough to change if you need to flux, to grow, to shift, to question, to argue if needed. May you not be static. May you find home. Not a house, though shelter is important, but may you find the people and the places that make you feel like you belong, where you can be you, explore you, and be gently cared for while you do so. And if you have this home already, may you find ways to nurture that feeling of home so it spreads through you and beyond you. becoming care that moves out and beyond. And may you have a new relationship with your communities. Here, may you no longer be seen as quite as young. RE will be supporting you with community, but hopefully, we also will support you in taking more of the lead, getting connected with ERUUF in new ways, beginning a span of time here when you are a bit more grown than you have been in the past. And may what you've begun to ponder as your beliefs support you in how you connect with all the parts of your life. Y'all, I tear up sometimes. I'm so excited to see what comes next for each of you. Blessed to you. Now you get to stay.
Isn't this marvelous? So it takes a lot to create this, to hold space for this, to hold space for all of our graduating seniors as well. It takes a lot of our time, as we can see all the time and the heart that has been poured in our young people. It takes a lot of talent. Thank you, Steve Crescenzo. Would you please rise so that we can see who you are? Steve, who creates these marvelous, Steve actually volunteers to create these marvelous chalices for our bridging, our high school seniors each year. It is a wonderful thing, and we are grateful to you, Steve. But it takes our talent, such as Steve's talent, or the talent of all the adults who have worked with our young people, from the smallest to those who are preparing to leave us. And it also takes our treasure. So as the greeters come forward, we will take up this morning's offering. And if you do not have something available with you now to place into the offering pouches, you may indeed point your device to the QR code on the screen, and it will send you to our giving portal, and you may give there.
For our offertory, we're going to have a hymn together, and we're going to sing it all through once together, and then we're going to split into 3 parts as a round. So when we get to that round, follow me and Joyce and Pam. And Rod. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do
So we give thanks for all the many, many blessings of our beloved community. Remain standing, please. Everything that we have here for our young people, for our music, and all that we bring together to co-create this sacred community with one another.
Stay standing for our final hymn from the Teal Hymnal, number 1021, Lean on Me.
And now for our closing words. We all have two religions, the religion we talk about and the religion we live. It is our task to make the difference between these two as small as possible. Go forth and see what your beliefs hold today.